And then after you learn it, the next thing to mastery is to teach it. And if you can do these three things, then you have a good level of mastery of whatever subject it is that you're trying to convey. In the process of learning and studying, you'll find that in the 1934 convention, there was an agreement to instill some type of education in our people. And that education turned into what Marcus Garvey taught as the Message to the People course of African philosophy. He began teaching this course in 1937, 3 years prior to his death. He was only able to teach 2 classes before he passed on. He was able to instruct a total of 17 individuals in those 2 classes before he passed on, and that's what we were left with, is those 17 individuals. Of those 17 individuals, 3 of them, James R. Stewart, Thomas W. Harvey, and Charles L. James, those 3 individuals went on to become President Generals of the organization. One of the best, well, the best student of the organization, or the best student of the class, was Charles L. James. This is documented in this text, and it's well known and well respected. I have 2 certificates here for the individuals that went through this course. This is a 6-month course. We started this in September of last year, and the reason why we started it was because we needed to be able to train the next cadre of leaders. President Clyde, you mentioned earlier today or yesterday about a business succession plan. I would argue we also need a leadership succession plan and how to pass the baton to the next generation of leaders. And for us in Division 421, I would recommend Message to the People course of African philosophy as a fundamental requirement for new leaders in the organization. With that being said, as I said, it was a 6-month course, started in September, ended in February. And then after we finished studying, we had an exam. There were 2 things that were required in order to pass the class that was instructed by Marcus Garvey. One was that you had to write out the words of the entire course from beginning to end. And 2 is that you must complete a written exam. I didn't require everyone to write out the book. That's something that they can do on their own, but we did have a written exam. This exam consisted of 260 individual questions, and some of those questions had multiple questions within it. One of the questions was list the 11 aims and objectives of the Unia-Acl. So although there were 260, there were well over 300 individual questions. It took 4 hours for us to complete the exam, and in order to pass the exam, the requirement was, I didn't really know how to grade it or what to consider a passing score. So what I did was I took the exam myself without any assistance from the book, and I felt that if the students could do better than I could do without the book, while they're using the book, then they could pass the course. If not, then they should continue to study the course. With that being said, I was able to complete 89% of the exam successfully without any additional assistance, just based on memory. And I'd like to announce the first graduate of this course, and Philadelphia, you should be proud to learn the information. And she's looking for someone to provide that information. With that being said, Sister Kay.
Was an amazing instructor, first and foremost. Let me just say that. I don't think anybody could have passed the test without President John and his diligence and his patience, applicants. And I will continue to be better. I would just strive to be better and to learn more and to be better. So big thanks.
Yes, Philadelphia, y'all are blessed to have such great young leadership, and she, in my opinion, is prepared to teach this course and anybody that is seeking a position of leadership within this district. And okay, with that, we have one other graduate, and I wanted to read the plaque for everybody, just so y'all know what it says. I meant to read it before I gave Sister Karen. No, you're okay, you're okay. This is a certificate of completion. It's from the Unia-Acl, Division 421 in Atlanta. This is to certify that this individual has completed the course of African philosophy, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining and the witnesses thereof. This diploma is issued with honor and respect to the Universal Negro Improvement Association, resting on the strength and vision of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey and on the effort of faith of our people all over the world. We, the undersigned, as officers of Division 421, append our names this 15th day of April 2022. And I was saving this one for last for a particular reason. There will be something that we call a Charles L. James Award. And that would be the student of each class that has the highest score. This was more of a, well, it was partially an endurance test. We started out with about 15 students, but in the end, there were only 2 or 3 that finished. And as I said, the requirement was to get at least 90% proficiency, and this person had actually 98% proficiency. And that individual is none other than Division 106 President, Brother Everett Winchester.
Always been overachieving. Smart kid in the classroom.
This feels better than my high school diploma. This is it right here, baby. Grace first.
So yes, we just have 2 graduates this year.